Oh, the camera is on. Water.
Need some water? Oh, I'm just asking.
Say about from which part? I want you to know I don't know the words.
Neither do I.
All right. See it now? Okay. I can talk now. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hey, what's going on, world? It's your girl Shy, and welcome back to the CheyTea podcast.
That outside.
Whoa.
Looking at the people them podcast
Whoa.
room. I am the people them because this is my podcast room. Hey.
Oh, that's crazy.
Whoa. Yes. Let's get it. CheyTea podcast. Outside. In at it. Whoa.
Outside.
Are you dumb?
Outside. Whoa. Outside.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
When I was in Jamaica,
yeah.
man said outside to the camera and hear me. Get out of here, that outside. I said, oh. My bad. I didn't mean to say that. And he started laughing. It was funny.
Wow. Well, friends, welcome back to the CheyTea podcast. I am your host, Cheyenne Shante.
And it's your girl, Eleonora, back from yard. You know what I'm saying? Outside. In the city glow up on me, boy.
Can you
Look
move in, please?
Oh, sorry. You want me to be a little closer to you? Sorry.
Well, I don't want you to be too close, but
Yeah, you do.
Okay, no problem.
There we go. Fix up now. Yeah. My back. You don't see the big grin? Yeah.
She went to Jamaica
I went to Jamaica's.
and left me here.
Yes, I did.
Yes, she did. I was like, oh, okay, no problem.
And it was fantastic. I'll give you a recap just now. But what you're going to do first, what are the people I'm going to do, Cheyenne?
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow the follow the CheyTea podcast on Instagram and TikTok. And make sure you are tuning in to our episodes and downloading the People Them episodes, please.
Send upon a WhatsApp, the Instagram DMs.
Mhm.
And speaking of Instagram, shout out to all our new followers and all the love that you guys have been giving to our Real with Hollywood.
Gosh.
It's very much appreciated. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not really reading the comments because I kind of lost count and it was really hard to keep up with. But we appreciate the new followers. We appreciate the engagement, and keep up liking up the people them things.
Yes.
You know?
And we're going to briefly get into that too, because that's another topic on
Yeah, we'll
today's
touch on that. But
episode.
I just thought I would, shout out to the people that who are holding us down. You know what I'm saying?
Good. Thank you very kindly. Yeah, we had an eventful weekend. The last 2 weeks has been a lot of changes, good changes, and things that I'm just exploring and just trying to figure out, my niche. It's summertime. It's not as busy as it usually is, but God's coming through, so
Amen.
he got me.
As I said in the beginning of the podcast, just came back from yard.
Oh yeah, you don't need to hold the microphone.
Yes, I did.
The microphone's not going anywhere. She's like, I came back from yard.
I don't understand why she just can't let me just live.
Live now?
Thank you. Anyway, so I'm going to put my hand back on the microphone. Thank you very much.
Okay.
But anyways, friends, I had a great time. Yard was very nice. Hot. When was it hot? Hot. Like drip sweat as soon as I stepped outside. 7 a.m. Hot. Went to the People Them Club. And listen, biased opinion maybe, but the clubs is lit. Whatever you see on Instagram, yeah. TikTok, yeah. That's it.
Yeah, party in Jamaica is wicked.
Like they just dance. And like you don't even know they don't even know what they're gonna do, but like they're all doing routine. And I'm like, oh, okay. So this is just regular. All right. Natural. And like, just vibing and like beer banging on people them table, banging on the walls, bunny pull up, this, that, and the third. And it was a great time. I always go back to Jamaica. If there's one thing about me and two things for certain, I will go back to Jamaica again and again.
Mm-hmm.
You might ask if I'm tired of it. No.
That's the only place she goes.
That's the only place I go to. Like, I'm very much interested in seeing other places in the
No, she's
world.
not. She's not. She's a liar.
No, I'm
She
not.
says she's interested in going to other places, and yet she ends up back at Jamaica every single time. No, be quiet. I've given her like options. I'm like, yo, you should do this. You should go here. You should go there. You should go there.
No.
And she'll look. Yes, she'll look, and then you see how to know she's lying. She'll look, and then she just goes right back a yard.
Okay, but like, here's the thing. Shout out Miss Jellybean. She was when I went to Jamaica with. I told her she has to plan the next trip, and we're gonna go to Dominican because you said it was lit over there.
Anyways,
So we're gonna go.
And then she also wants to go back a yard in Jamaica in July. So.
I most definitely do. And then my friend was like, shout out Grace, was like, do you want to go back to Jamaica for your birthday?
No.
I'm like, I don't want to. But she's like, you would. I'm like, I would, but I'm not gonna go.
No, listen, no. That's too relax. It's the same thing, dog.
Yeah, but like when you go to different parts, it's not the same thing.
Oh my gosh. Okay, no problem.
But all in all, next time I go to Jamaica though, Shan has to come this time. Like has to be outside. We haven't been to Jamaica together in a very long time. Since like 2017 or 2015. Sorry, I should say.
Together, yeah.
Yeah, since 2015. And like, I feel like you and I in Jamaica, outside.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
lit. It'll be lit.
But it was a very fun trip. Had a great, fantastic time. Stayed at the I can tell you guys now because I'm back, stayed at the Ryu in Ochi, and 10 out of 10 would recommend. The entertainment was fantastic. Like they actually like, how sometimes when you go to resorts they kind of keep stuff like PG. No,
wasn't it not an all adult?
No, the Ryu and Ochi is not all adults, or I should say adults only. They have kids, but they have like a section like like little playpens in like McDonald's. They have one of those like on the resort. They have a little daycare center type thing where you can leave your youths, and they have like shows in the evening for the children. It was very cute. They're very like. There's one thing about that hotel or resort, I should say. They're very inclusive when it comes to the children, and then when it came to the grown folks, they had a Jamaica day on the Saturday, head top, and they took you all throughout the culture from like before dance hall and like what Jamaica was before the dance hall came into play. It kind of took you on a little mini tour of it, and it was really good. Like all jokes aside, I love Jamaica, but like it just 10 out of 10 would recommend. Go visit. But yeah, had a time.
Well, I wasn't in Jamaica. I was here.
She's moving like she don't go places without me.
I do, but like, yeah. Anyways, I was here. I actually had comp this weekend, which is gonna bring us into the conversations because we need to talk about that. I had competition this past weekend out in Niagara, and it was very interesting, to say the least. And what else? Oh, and I'm back in the gym, baby. Like, let me just say this to big up myself. It's been 13 days, weekdays. I don't go to the gym on the weekends because work, but it's been 13 days that I have gone to the gym consistently.
Round of applause.
Thank you very kindly. Okay.
I gave up on my gym days a long time ago.
I wake up early o'clock in the morning time.
Not the early o'clock.
And I make sure I get to the gym, at 7:30 a.m. It's not like Dom the mom at 6 o'clock in the morning, but we're still the morning team, okay? And it's cool because it's like when you go there, like every day at the same time, you see the same like morning crew.
Yeah, when I was on my 6 a.m. Sunday morning shifts, which apparently I'm gonna get back to according to Grace, I saw the same people. So I mean,
yeah,
it's better to go in the morning because I feel like you get through it and you go along about your day.
Yeah, and it was fun. And honestly, it's like it was fun. That's not what I tried to say. It helps me stay consistent, and it's cool like when you see people, like we're all kind of like holding ourselves accountable. So when we don't see each other, it's like, hey, I didn't see you yesterday.
Because you have a routine.
Yeah, and then like I told them, I'm like, no, like I go to the gym like Monday to Fridays, and they're like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna see you Monday. I'm like, yeah, you're gonna see me Monday.
Now you make your friends.
And I remember, was it today? Yeah, it was today. Days, when you wake up early o'clock in the morning time, it feel longer than usual, right? So, anyways, I woke up this morning and I was exhausted, and I told myself, Cheyenne, it's okay, sleep in. You can go to the gym at 10 a.m. God, my body said, Cheyenne, get up. Like, I just got up. Like, I was like, oh, okay, no, I'm not going at 10 a.m. Cheyenne, go now. So I went to the gym today, and I'm very proud of myself. And yeah, I'm trying to be consistent.
We love that for you.
And I have a goal, and I'm going to get to that goal.
Amen.
Amen. But yeah, that was a cool recap. We have a bunch of topics to get into today, but I wanted to talk about like social media first because of the fact that I've been kind of stuck, and I'm sure you felt this way also, but I've been kind of stuck on like what to post, especially since we've gone viral um on Instagram, and like everybody is commenting and liking our reel of Hollywood. And I'm just like, what do I post?
I don't even know. Like honestly, I have come to the conclusion that you post obviously you have to stay consistent when we have something like this that we're doing, so we have to post a little bit more often than our
Mhm.
main pages.
Mhm.
Um but I mean, post what feels good to you. And that's whether you're doing you have a business or whatever the case may be, but like post what you feel is necessary and what post what you like and what you want to see. Like I feel like I like to post stuff that I like on Instagram. So like if I'm seeing reels like ours, like that's the stuff I'll post because I those are the stuff that I like. And post what's authentic to you and like what feels right. But just post whatever and see what happens. Because I didn't think that one little post was gonna go as outrageous as it did.
Um, I mean, I that's obviously not the expectation that anybody like thinks that it's gonna happen. But I mean, when you are in a business and you are promoting a business, or you're promoting content, or you're promoting a platform. So we are promoting the CheyTea podcast, and we want people to listen to our episodes and follow us and subscribe and all the above.
Yeah.
But it's like at some points I just don't know what to post, and like sometimes I get discouraged, or I feel like I'm searching for content and it doesn't seem like it's real. Or I will put effort in what I'm posting. I will put the time in what I'm posting, and I will develop something or create something that's dope, and then it gets no love, and then I just want to delete it. And I get discouraged because I'm like, yo, why isn't anyone liking this? Why isn't anyone commenting on this? Why is it that this view or this reel only has 300 and odd views, and the other one is like 3,000, 6,000,
That's
7,000?
that's like how I feel like when I post like TikToks or like sometimes when I post pictures on like Instagram. I'd be like, didn't get no love. Like I thought this one was it. Especially when I do like dances on TikTok and like I just post. Granted, I don't take TikTok too seriously because it's too much to keep up with. But like I'll overthink it. But sometimes I'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna just post it. And if it doesn't do what it does, then it doesn't. And if it does great and it gets all the likes or whatever, then shout out to me. But I like it, so we're just gonna leave it here.
Yeah, I get the most discouraged with TikTok. TikTok algorithm, like I think the algorithm on Instagram is cute at times, but TikTok, I have not been able to surpass like 400 views.
Yeah, no, TikTok is hard.
And I'm like, I try to like listen, or not listen, but I try to like focus on like, oh, the times, 10:30, this clock, 8 o'clock, 12 p.m., 6:30 in the morning. Like I try to like listen to all these like, social media influencers who create all these programs, or like whatever the case may be. And like I try to listen to their knowledge that they share, and I apply it because I'm like, okay, it might work, right?
Yeah.
Boy, it just makes it feel very discouraging when I'm on TikTok, because I will be like, yo, this is a really good post. Or I will do like a follow me, or I will do a teach with me, or I'll do like a little mini vlog. I try to like find different things because I find that TikTok will promote certain stuff, and I feel like they push more of the everyday, lifestyle, that where like people like will get to know you because people like to hear you
Yeah.
talk.
But I think with TikTok, you have to post every day. And here's why I say this because I've been following a creator that like literally everybody knows. Um, I don't know if you know, but that Keith Lee guy, he does food reviews. And like he just started doing food reviews in his car. And now he's at 12 million followers. And he started this like last year. And he literally posted every single day. And he just started doing food reviews in his little Dodge, I think it was a Dodge Journey or something like that. And just rating people's food. And ever since then, Kevin Hart invited him to his little vegan restaurant in LA. The man went to Disneyland, and like he posted literally consistently every single day. And I've noticed with certain creators, granted, this might not work for everybody,
Okay, it
but
ain't
I've
working for
noticed
us because I post every damn
but I've
day,
noticed with
or I
TikTok,
tried.
when you post literally every single day, something's gonna give. And like something is gonna show, and it's gonna be that one video that's literally gonna let you go viral, as you say. He did a review on a pizza restaurant in Vegas, and literally within 24 hours, the place blew up, and the man had a million
I hear what you're
followers.
saying, but dog, I'm sitting down here telling you that I have been posting on Instagram, or sorry, what name?
TikTok.
TikTok for the last 2 years. I have tried almost everything, and I realized what was kind of pushing.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, okay, pay attention to the hashtags, pay attention to this, post every day, be consistent. And I'll
Use the
post.
popular sounds.
Yeah, I use the
Yeah.
popular sounds. I'll add all of that. I'll do
Yeah.
all of that to my videos. I'll do everything. And, you know, nothing not going.
Crickets.
It's so annoying. And then I just feel like certain types of content get pushed over other content. And I try to do like everything. Like, I don't want to just keep the CheyTea podcast on TikTok just podcast clips.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted it to be podcast clips plus a way for people to get to know more so me personally on like what I do day to day outside of the podcast.
Yeah.
So showing a bit of the podcast, showing a bit of lifestyle, and like getting to know me as a person as well as what we do on the
Yeah, 'cause
podcast.
that's stuff like I like to watch too. Like if I'm following a
Yeah.
podcast episode, I'm trying to be a little bit in your business, like not too much, but like
But
just
you
a
want to
little
know what
smidge.
you're doing
Like how
outside.
you like you know what Jackie Anna house looked like, but you don't really know what her house looks like. You know,
Yeah.
that's kind of where I'm trying to be at.
But it's just annoying, and I don't know. I think that like everybody wants to be an influencer, or everybody wants to have a viral moment, and I don't think that that's what I want. I don't want to be an influencer. I just want to be successful. And I want to be successful with the podcast. I want to be successful in life, and I want to be successful as not an entrepreneur, but as a dancer.
And I feel like, especially with this podcast, and this is like no shade or anything to other podcasts, but I feel like there's certain podcasts that just have no substance. So I feel like because we're two Black females who are dancers and we have certain experiences that we can talk about, and there's not really, or if any, correct me if I'm wrong, podcasts or any like really pages about dance and like how to's or do's and don'ts or just experiences about dance in the industry. I feel like we have something that we could talk about and we can let people know what it's like to be a dancer. So when we are going on like our little dance rants on Instagram about pays and all that jazz, like people actually understand that we're not just sitting here talking foolishness. Like we know what we're talking about. And something that's relatable to other dancers out there or anybody else who can relate to us. And I feel like we have something different that we can present to the world. So yeah, it's taking a little long, but like, you know, outside regardless.
No, I know, but I mean, again, it's just moments that
you work.
that everybody has those vulnerable moments, especially like with the fact that like how you joined this podcast. I don't put any expectations on you per se besides just showing up, because like I started this, so I don't want to be like, okay, you got to help with this, you got to help with that. And I don't like force that onto you. But like with me, like I got to be the one to force. I'm the one that has to edit the videos. I got to post the content. I got to edit the clips. I got to do that. And like I enjoy it, and I know I have more free time than you do. But at the same time, this wasn't something that like you actually initially signed up for. So I can't be like, hey, can you also do this? Because again, if you want to, and again, this is not me trying to put you down in any way, but if you want to, of course, help. But if it's like, girl, you just asked me to be on podcast with you because all wagwan,
I'm just here to talk to people that have
yeah, I'm just here to talk to people
promote and share and comment, like, subscribe.
Yeah, and so it's like,
Share,
like, and share, and that's it. So if that, like, that's why it's like I don't do that. But
Granted,
like,
I'll be here for like the TikTok posts and the pictures and all those things that like I can physically be here. Oh, Channels Dolo 1 2 post on TikTok page. Do a follow me, take some clips so like you can edit to put on TikTok page. I'm all here for that. I could do that. I could do those things.
yeah, I know, and that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I know that those things can happen, but when I'm just talking about the niche of everything,
it's a lot.
It's a lot because it's just me, and I'm not asking for anybody to help me per se, but I'm just saying like when it's just you, you're kind of just like, you get annoyed easily when
Yeah.
when you don't get the outcome you were expecting.
I mean, I'm a part of it. So like I feel like how you feel sometimes when it comes to social media, because I'll be scrolling and I'll be looking at certain things and I'm just like, how? Like, do you guys just like feed into foolishness?
Yes.
And I don't and I don't mean this in any disrespect. I mean this respectfully. It's just like certain things that I see and I'm just like, are we really like this is what we're really talking about right now? Like this is what we're really engaging with right now, friends? Even before this podcast, I felt the same way. I'd be seeing things and I'm just like, at our big age, this is what okay. And then that's when sometimes I get annoyed when I see like our stuff and I'm just like, imagine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you
talk about
see,
substance.
some people just like it's whatever, because there's gonna be people like that. There's how many people
Which
in
is
the world,
fine.
right?
Yeah, which is fine if you like that stuff. But it's also just like, damn, what I gotta do? Do I gotta start talking foolishness too?
Yeah, no, I refuse to do all that. That's one thing that's like sometimes I'm like maybe I should do certain things
No.
like this, but then like to a certain extent, please, I beg. But then I'm just like, nah, like it just won't feel.
It's not, that's just
It
not
just
who
won't
we
feel
are.
right. It won't
Yeah.
feel like that's me, and I don't want to like fake it to make it. I don't want to do that. So yeah, that's just like my thoughts on social media and why, I haven't really been posting on TikTok, but now I'm trying to get myself out of it. So like incorporating the gym in my routine, taking care of the studios and then like doing what I have to do
I mean,
for
people love
myself.
your gym routines. And I'm here for the gym routines too. So
Yeah, I mean, I
I'm
post
here
that.
for
I
it.
post that on my close friends, but yeah, maybe I can post it a little bit once I get more comfortable with it, because I'm still like rebuilding my strength, because I used to be able to squat way more and do all that.
At
But
least you can squat.
amen. But yeah, that was one thing I wanted to talk about. Let me tell you about this competition that we went to. Listen to me good, huh? I need this new generation of children to realize that you are in a public setting.
Respectfully.
And in a public setting, as a stranger, I am not going to be privy to knowing how old you are
As an adult at that.
as an adult.
Mm-hmm. She's grown, guys. She
You're
might not look
grown.
it, but she's grown.
You're in a public event. Some of you
It's
need
the
a
finger for me.
some of you need one box.
Like a drip up.
A lot of drape up. Oh my gosh.
Your mom also said that we speak too much patois on the podcast. I was just like, the people understand.
They know what we're talking about. I'll even Instagram can understand a one too. It's just broken English.
I'm saying.
But you just want to like pick them up and lightly shake them is what we mean by drape.
No abuse or anything, just a light little
Like
shake.
a light shake.
Like, you see me?
Listen, let me just tell you all the nonsense that happened, okay? So, mind you, we grew up in the competitive recreational world, right?
Yes.
Right. So, I know what the atmosphere is supposed to be. And if there's one thing that we were taught to not act like we were like snobby.
Yeah, like you run the place.
Yeah, we like it was always reminding us to be humble
respectful.
and to be respectful and to show good sportsmanship.
Clap for each other, smile, say hi if somebody walks past you, say excuse me, thank you.
Be mindful of the space,
Like
especially with other faculty members at other studios, other adults at other studios, because at the end of the day, you're representing wherever you go.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I just did not understand. There's one studio. Someone picked them at the other studio, but there's one studio where I almost swung on everybody. Like I was like, yeah, all right, I want all the smoke from all of you, including the faculty. Let me tell you the scenarios that happened, okay? So first, we were standing in a common area outside of the change room. It was not a rehearsal space. It was a common area outside the change room for the kids. Okay? Mind you, all of the picnic them from all of the studio them were all in one change room. One salsa change room. One change room. So I'm like, all right, cool. No problem. I'm just noticing how everything's all collided. We have a small bunch, the studio that I went with. Small team. So all we
take up too much space.
Yeah, we just took up one little corner. We can't even have the little corner. People them just eggs up, sir. Like all of a sudden we're sharing the one mic. I was like, yo. So I come in the change room. I'm like, guys, We are all here competing at the same competition, friends. Let's just give each other some space.
Yeah.
Spread out a little bit. Don't kick us out of here because where are we going to change? Where's the little pick them supposed to change? Outside? Okay. So keep that in the back of your mind, okay?
Okay.
So now we're outside in a common area. I know I'm all over the place, but it'll all make sense. This one studio's there. And I guess they use that area to rehearse because they have I don't know. That doesn't even make no sense. I was going to say because they have a male teacher, but in the rehearsal rooms, anybody can go in there. But anyways, so they're rehearsing in that space. And they're like, excuse me, can you like stand over to the side because we're trying to run our number? I was like, I'm sorry, is this a rehearsal hall?
So there's specifically, and just to clarify, there's specifically a rehearsal hall for you guys to rehearse.
In the rehearsal, beer space.
So they just decided to take up this one space and said for you to move, even though there's a designated space area for you to rehearse.
That part.
Got it.
You're lucky I can't say the studio's name, eh? Because I want one. I want to see the people them name. So
got it.
I'm like, all right, cool. Like, don't drape up the kid. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I can move out the way because I'm just standing and talking, right? So I'm like, all right, cool.
It's okay. It's fine.
It's okay, cool.
Yeah.
I move out. I move out to the side. Do your thing, right? Okay, no problem. And then now we're backstage, and we have some graduates that are graduating, and they were getting emotional. They're crying.
Aww.
So I'm trying to like hype them up, and I'm just telling them like, hey, like stop crying, like like. We're on the side of the stage, but there's the stage, loud music in the audience. The director of the competition is right here. We're right here. The dance is on stage, and the people them dance that was on the stage was on the other side of the stage. Mm-hmm. They had one little girl walk around and come to us and tell us if we can be quiet. Like in the no. In the competitive, in the audience.
Yeah.
Right? They were on stage.
Okay.
We were at the side of the stage.
Okay.
Like the doors here, the doors open where everybody's running past through bare noise. Mm-hmm. We're just on the front of the door. Like literally the door's right here.
Is this
just
like
right
at the
here.
end of the competition?
No, this was during a routine.
Oh, okay.
So they came and said that we were loud. Now, mind you, at the time, I didn't take it in, but I'm still trying to be respectful because I'm like, yo, like a dance is on stage. Maybe we are loud.
Okay. So
I'm like, okay, like my bad. And it's the way she walked off. And she rolled her eyes. So I caught that. So I'm like, and then I realized, I'm like, wait a minute, was that a student that just told me that I'm loud? So then I just calmed down a little bit. And then the people, the choreographer, teacher, whoever they are, the faculty comes walking back around now. And I'm like, hey guys, be careful because we can't be too loud. Mm-hmm. Right? I said that. Now, I said it purposely because I know the little girl rolled her eyes at me. Yeah. But I'm saying it to the little girl. You want to hear the little boy walking off. I guess he's a teacher. So, but he looks like he's 21. So, little boy. You want to hear the little boy walking off about, oh, well, we can hear you from the other side of the stage, so obviously you're loud. Yo.
Wait, sorry, before you continue, do they think that maybe you're also young because you do look young? Like, do you think that sometimes they assume that you might be a student?
No, but they knew I wasn't a student because I've been sitting down teaching the whole weekend.
Okay, so they know that you're a teacher.
They know, and I've sat down and I engaged with the man who told me that.
Me just trying to, like, see both sides here?
No, there's not both sides to see. There's only one side to see.
That's crazy.
So, I'm not done yet.
Oh.
So then he goes and said that, and I'm like, yo, say it with your chest. Why are you walking away for?
Yeah, please.
No. I'm like, nah, you're not about to go tell me that you can hear me from the other side of the stage. I'm like, yeah, you can hear me from the other side of the stage. There's big speakers out there and you can hear me, my loud voice. So,
like, I know we're loud, but you're not that loud.
I'm not that loud.
Yeah.
So then I walk now past them in their designated rehearsal hall, the one that they created. And I'm like, I guess I can be loud out here. Are you dumb? And then he's like, talking, yo, the whole weekend I wanted smoke. Like, the whole weekend I wanted smoke. I'm like, yo. I'll hug one. If I throw something at somebody and it accidentally hits them in their eye, I'm not done. So now we get in the rehearsal hall. And I want to say it's the same studio. Okay? I want to say it's the same studio. We get in the rehearsal hall. Now, it's a small group. There's 4 of them. The rehearsal hall is big. It's big. It can fit a production in there. Okay. And it's big.
Like a production like our size from back in the day. Like that big.
Yeah, like it's not that big, but it's big enough.
Oh, okay, no problem.
It's big enough for an extended line.
Oh, okay, that's big enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's 4 of them. 4. And they're taking up the whole of the space. And there's no space for me to run or for the teacher to run another routine. That's also a small group.
So you have 4 students and you're taking up all the space.
Aaliyah, please let me tell you how it's a little black, and she's black. Made it worse. So it's like she's walking like she doesn't see me because she's doing her dance and she's running it. So it's like, you know, when you're in the middle of the routine and then you just go, but like somebody could be like walking past or walking to go sit down because you're taking up the entire space of the damn rehearsal hall. Yo, the little girl just kept going. And like she was like walking into me, like purposely, like she don't see me. And I was like,
ain't no way.
Guy, this is me. This is her. Mind you, this is the back, so I can go catch and find a seat, right?
But just why?
Look at me. You can't see me?
Yeah, I can. No, I can see
so
you.
then why is she walking into me? Let me tell you something. Yo,
This girl had her hot.
I was hot the whole weekend. I'm like, this cannot be life. Like, I don't know if it's the entitlement, the privilege, or the audacity, or the stupidity, or all of the above. But let me tell you something, okay? This competitive recreational world that you're living in, there's a whole other world outside of it that you may or may not cross paths with the people that you are doing this to. I may or may not be at a competition judging you next season, and the way how I am, I'm going to remember how you dealt with certain people. I'm going to remember the fact that you were very disrespectful. The people that can't even say excuse me when they see teachers.
No, it's crazy because I come to some of the competitions with you, and I remember the last one that we were just at before I went to Jamaica, and the way how the kid just like walked in front of the announcer of the competition. I don't know if you remember. The kid just like walked right in front, and the announcer was like, "Oh, okay, no problem." I was like, "What kind of disrespect?" I'm like, "Can you imagine that this is what you're doing?" The announcer, and you're just gonna brush past them like it was nothing. And the girl stood there and was like, "Oh, excuse me," and then the kid just nothing.
Yeah, I did that. I did that because somebody like knocked over like our studio director, and I was like, I'm like, yo, say excuse me. And I yelled it. And I'm like, these people are just gonna brush past adults. Yeah. Like I might look like a child, but you can definitely tell that she's an adult.
Yeah, but you can also as young as you look, you can tell
you
that
can still tell I'm an adult
age.
Too. You know what I'm saying? But you can tell we're big people.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna come squeeze up instead of just using your mouth and saying excuse me. And then some of these bright pick me them are just like, oh, like walk any slower. I had to turn around and I'm like, yo, I will body slam you right here, eh? Like, it was so bad.
Quick disclaimer, she never would. She never will. But
no, in my head, I was watching myself do it, but I'm not gonna do it in real life. But in my head, in fantasy land, in make believe,
it was giving WWE.
It was a tombstone, brother. Because
not a tombstone.
No, a people's elbow. I was so jeez. A frog splash. Keep playing with me. Like, yo, I was so mad. Like, it's just a common courtesy and respect of just saying, excuse me.
We can never behave like that. Oh. And like the amount of times you'll see the same people that you saw at the last competition is very likely. And like the amount of people who will know you from a studio, the amount of people, for example, me, that I've seen in like my adult years that have said, hey, you went to so-and-so studio. And I'm just like, how do you know that?
And the thing is that they don't know that I work at multiple studios. And so like, I can see you. I'm going to see you. And when I see you, I'm going to remind you of how rude you were.
Yeah. And like, guys, common courtesy goes along. And that's just not in the dance. That's just everyday life, guys. Like, if there's somebody just say, manners on respect. Like, just say, excuse me, say thank you, hold the door open. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
clap for everybody when you're sitting on the big stage.
Clap. Like, if I never not clapped when I was younger, I would get looked at.
One of the studios that we grew up competing against was there.
Yeah.
And some of their kids were a little spicy. I won't lie. Some of them were a little spicy. But what I liked and what I overheard was one of the teachers, one of the faculty members there, like put them in a huddle and spoke to them and was like, listen, we are going to be respectful to everyone here. We are going to clap for everybody.
Wow.
Whether you're on stage, whether you're off stage, you're going to clap and you're going to say good job. We show good sportsmanship. We are leading by example. We are not going to be rude. We're not going to be disrespectful because at the end of the day, this is a competition.
Come on.
That is what he said to them.
Wow.
And I was like, you see it there? And then when the kids would come off stage, like majority of their kids, especially like the full-time and older students, good job, thank you, sorry, excuse me, like manas.
Yeah, but that's what you're supposed to do. Like, yes, we're at a dance competition, but there's such things called dance etiquette, guys. Like, you don't just be out here like, it doesn't matter how good you're doing at that competition. And granted, we grew up with a studio that predominantly always did well. We had to clap for everybody. And if you were on stage during the awards and you weren't clapping, there was an older kid, because obviously you're older than me, you would look at me and be like, clap your hands.
Yeah.
Like,
we had to make sure that everybody
was clapping their hands, saying good job, and being respectful, because at the end of the day, you don't want somebody from another studio to be like, oh, John Brown from John Brown Studios Inc. was very disrespectful and very rude. I never, like, blah, blah. And, like, they talk. The dance world might seem big to you, but it's
we all
very
talk.
small.
We all know each other.
They all talk and they all know each other. And they're going to be like, oh, Stephanie's studio was trash because their kids are very disrespectful and rude. Like, you can't do that because somebody's going to see you again. Whether you think so or not, somebody's going to see you again.
The bridge to your journey in this dance world is going to connect you to people that you wouldn't think that you would still be connected to. So you always got to make sure that you never ever break a bridge or cross a bridge that you can never cross again.
Yeah.
Okay. So recently I posted something about the rates and dancers, and the same thing that we kind of have, like this conversation that like just never ends. And I just think that it's like it's so important that people realize that we have more control and say in these working environments, in these casting rooms, than we think.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, when the bare minimum was accepted in all of these rooms. I just don't understand, like, why we are not implementing or putting things in perspective so that we are protected in every room. And the reason why I say this is because I've been privileged to be in castings. I've been privileged to work with local artists. I've been privileged to work with record labels. I've been privileged to be casted. I've been privileged to do the casting. I've been privileged to be on both sides as a choreographer and as a dancer. And I make sure that I hold myself to the standard that I'm respected and I'm also being respectful on both sides of the spectrum. So when I see people who are dancers who are advocating and saying all these things, which is great, that's what you're supposed to do. But when I see you do or go against what you shout so loudly, it's not that I look at you sideways. It's just I get confused. Because what message are you trying to send?
Yeah.
So, for example, you are my sister. You are my co-host for our podcast. When I'm doing submissions for anything, what do you have to do?
Submit.
Do you get to do when it's submissions, like how do you submit?
I'll follow the instructions I read. So if she says, you're laughing. So if it says email so and so with headshot, resume, reel, I do such that. If it says email with just resume alone, then I do that. But I'll put a quick little like, good afternoon, Cheyenne. Here is my resume attached to this email. Hope to hear from you soon. Best, Aaliyah. Call it a day. Call it Judge. If you say DM you, I DM you. And I say, hey, I'm interested. Hey Cheyenne,
Mm.
good day Cheyenne. I'm interested. What are the details? So whatever the instructions say, because keyword I read, I follow as such. So yeah, because I can't just assume that because we're related that the rules change. It's the same thing. You just so happen to be my sister.
That part. And and when I get the opportunity to do these castings, I know everybody has to build. They have to build their resumes.
You have to start from
You have
somewhere.
to start from somewhere.
Yeah.
So I get it and I understand. But what I don't understand is that it's like I can't ask my dancers to do so much and I'm giving them so little and be comfortable with that.
Especially the certain dancers that you do hire.
It's any higher. But especially like when you are like a seasoned. But it
Yeah.
goes around all around. No matter what.
Oh no, it's all around. Yeah.
I just I don't feel comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
I have standard rates now where it's like, yes, I negotiate and I work with what the budget is.
That's provided.
I make sure that it's the best and it's a compromise and something that can be met in the middle so that everybody is compensated fairly.
Yes.
So I will make sure that for my choreography, I'm compensated. I will make sure my dancers are compensated. I'll make sure whatever the budget is, they are doing what makes sense for that budget.
So that they earn whatever is being given to them at the end of the day.
That part. If I am going to be casting let's just say a generic number here, okay? I'm looking for 4 dancers.
Yeah.
And they tell me that the budget is $1,000. I will make sure that my dancers get paid what they need to get paid for.
Mm-hmm.
I will make sure that everybody is compensated the way they need to get paid between that $1,000.
Yeah.
Now, if I have to give them 200 and a little bit of change, right? 200 and whatever, 200 a little bit. And I know that this is your budget. I will say this is what we can do with this budget. You're either going to only, if the dancers are only getting $200, they are only freestyling or they're doing like a 4 count of 8.
And you'll also ask if that budget also includes your rate too, or if this.
Oh yeah, but I'm talking about just rate, just the budget for the
dancers.
That's
rate.
it.
Got you.
That does not include me.
Oh, okay.
That's just the dancers.
Got you.
I will make sure that if it's what it is that you're asking for, this is what you get. That's what I tell them.
Mm-hmm.
If you say I have a budget of $200 per dancer, I can tell you this is all you're getting in this amount of time.
Because this is what that $200 is.
That is what that $200 is going to pay
like
for.
When you go to the grocery store and you can only get a certain amount of groceries when you have $100. You can't get $200 worth of grocery with $100. You have to get $100 worth of grocery.
Okay, then. So the $200 for me now is like if you want dancers to be on set for 4 hours, anywhere between 2 to 4 hours, it's freestyle only for $200.
Yeah, no choreography.
That's it. No choreography. If you want choreography for $200, they are on set for, I'll give you 2 hours max.
Yeah, because $100 an hour.
2 hours max.
Yeah.
And it's not a lot of choreography and there's no rehearsal and they will learn off video. Why are you going to get great dancers who will only need that certain amount of time is because they are professional dancers. Yeah. And in a professional atmosphere, they can adapt on set, on camera, like that, like the snap of a finger.
Yeah, from learning from a video.
Yeah. And when we come on set, we're going to set this. We will only need a couple of takes. Yeah. Get as much as you can in this amount of time and let's go.
Yeah.
That's how I talk about it. I also protect all of my dancers with contracts. Contracts between the production company, contracts between the label, contracts between the artist. Whomever is paying, they have a contract between them and all of my dancers. Every dancer is protected with overtime pay.
Always have to.
All the time.
Yep.
Whatever it is. This allows the artist, the artist, label, production, whomever, to stay within that time window. Mm-hmm. So then that way, they're protected with their budget so that they don't go over. And we are protected with our budget so that we are not doing more than what is asked for us for what we are getting paid for.
Yeah, exactly. Because even in my like side hustles and stuff, and I get my contract from the beginning says any outside gigs that you do, this is the paid amount when they go overtime. Call so-and-so whoever's responsible who got me the gig, I have to call so and so and be like, hey, they want us to stay an extra hour. Okay, let them know. Not let them know. They'll usually let them know. Or if they're like, okay, gives me permission to let them know that this is how much it's gonna cost. Somebody is aware, and that money has to be compensated if I'm staying overtime because this ain't free.
It's not. And that's something that is like, that's why I'd say like people are not realizing we have that control.
Yeah.
And it's like we can't keep accepting the bare minimum.
Because you're not gonna go to your regular 9 to 5 and not be compensated for working overtime. You're not just gonna do it for free.
You're not just gonna be like, okay, it's cool. Like I
Yeah.
would rather work these extra overtime hours. No. You get
No,
paid
you
for
get
that.
paid for that. Yeah, that's why they call it OT. Because you're getting paid for that overtime pay.
And again, like I negotiate, like I meet in the middle. If you want promotion and things like that, I'll be like, okay, well, this will be a small fee of this.
You basically do whatever you're given. This is what you let them know that this is what I can offer you, and they can either agree or disagree. There's no bad blood. There's no nothing because this is what I can provide for you for this amount of money. This is what you can get. Are you down with that? And if the person says yes, cool. If you find somebody else, John Brown and Billie Jean, who wants to do it for that price or whatever, you negotiated, go with them. But this is what I'm offering you.
Yeah. And I also feel like at the same time, it's like I know that like you don't have to force the job. You don't have to be forced to do the job. If it's not meant for you, then let somebody else do it.
You don't have to do everything.
Yeah, but the thing is like that is where it's like if we all band together and we're all on the same page and we don't accept this bare minimum, then they won't always provide or offer the bare minimum for us. They will give us more. Yeah. They will understand.
It starts with us because at the end of the day, certain budgets, I'm not saying everybody, but certain people do have the budget. It's just what we accept.
No, don't get me wrong. Like people I've known people who've helped their friends or homies and done somebody like a favor for like a little light second. Yeah. But everybody has to come to the table and negotiate or come in the middle or come with a common ground. People will ask me, be like, listen, this is the circumstances I'm in right now, but I will make sure you're credited. I'll make sure your dancers are credited. I will make sure you guys are fed. I'll make sure it's a vibe. Like think of it as just like, a vibe, a party and like, instead.
Like certain things that who you can go to for those things who are down for that because obviously not everybody has to be down for those things. Yeah. Me, I'm definitely one of those people mostly when it comes to my sister. But like I will do that. If you say, hey, this is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, I'm like, all right. But like you pick and choose what you choose to do. Right. And how to do it.
But it's like you do that with the people that you have
respect
for and you've done things and we all are fighting for the same fight. Yeah. If that's what I mean, if that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. But my point in saying all of this is that like you can negotiate. You can say no. This is what you should give instead. Mm-hmm. For example, I did a music video. I choreographed a music video for an artist and they came to me. They said, yo, I want 16 dancers. I want at least 3 rehearsals, 2 with the artist, and I only have a budget of $2,500. And it was an 8-hour shoot. That means that each dancer was going to get $156.25.
It's math for me.
I said no. I said I can't do that. I said I can't put my name against that. I can't have my dancers do that. That's insane.
That's not even...
That's not okay.
No.
I said, you're going to have to dig in your pockets a little bit further. Yeah. So I said to them, how about we cut the dancers in half? I'll give you 8. Get a little bit more money so that they're on set for 8 hours. I think I condensed it to 5 to 7 hours, I believe, with overtime coverage. Have them learn off video because they won't need a rehearsal because they're that damn good. I will work with the artist and I will charge my hourly teaching rate plus my choreography rate. And my dancers will come and be compensated for $400 as long as you provide food, drink, and water for them on set. Because it was outside on like a lukewarm hot day. Yeah. At Wild Water Kingdom. You were with me.
Yeah.
So I met in the middle.
Have to. And when you negotiate, more times than none, you get what you want. Especially when you come professionally, respectfully, and say, this is what it is, and you say what you're saying, what you're testing. You say it's smart. They're like, you know what? All right. And especially if somebody knows your worth and whoever you're working with, they'll respect what you're saying and they'll agree to your terms. And usually, like I said, 9 times out of 10, not just you, but generally, when you know what it is that you're doing, you'll get what you deserve. You just have to come with that energy, because if we keep just saying yes, yes, yes to all the small things, certain people will know, well, I can just go ask this person because they'll do it regardless.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, it's like, okay, cool, go ask them, but do you want the quality or do you want the quantity?
Yeah.
And that's my argument. I will give you quality dancers. I will give you dancers that I will set formations and all of that the day of the shoot, and they will get it, and they will perform and they will execute it. And when they see it, they're like, dang, it's good. I'm like, yes, I know. This is what you paid for.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Because we can't be talking our talk and not providing what we're talking about. So obviously, if I'm saying this and I'm requesting these things, I know what I'm doing, and this is the quality that I'm going to present to you. Because if I present to you not so good quality, you're going to be like, so then why did I pay all this money? For what?
And mind you, if someone says that this is the rate they have for $200, then offer them something that makes that $200 make sense to the dancer and yourself.
Yeah.
And the artist. All right, well, I can do this, and if anything, I can coordinate a 2 count of 8 type of groove for them to do, and you'll get a wicked freestyle for some B-roll and all of that, and you'll get some quality work for that $200.
You use those 2 counts of 8 in that freestyle,
and boom, bam, you got a video.
Thank you, ma'am.
That's just like, I make it work.
Because remember, these music videos are what, like 3 minutes?
Right.
2 minutes, 30 seconds?
I make it work with what your budget is, but this is what you'll get for this price.
Because this is what you paid for.
I cannot look at dancers and be like, yo, I'm going to need you 3 rehearsals, 2 to 4 hours long per rehearsals. That's your gas get into wherever we agree to for your rehearsals. And then on top of that, have you on set for anywhere between 6 to 8 hours, and I'm going to pay you $200 for a gig. No.
That can't feed nothing.
No, that $200 is half of that goes to my gas. That doesn't even go to the time.
Facts, because it costs $50 for me to put gas in my car.
Right? And if I'm driving to 2 rehearsals for 2 to 4 hours, that's $100 right there back and forth.
Worth of gas.
And then also I got to drive myself to the shoot or find myself there to the shoot, whether it's transit, whether it's Uber. That $200 is going to be done.
And Ubers are expensive. So that Uber, depending on where it is, could be at least $60 in the city.
Make the $200 work.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do. You don't have to say no, but make it work.
Like, make me want to go get that $200. Make me know that this $200 will be one of the greatest $200 I've ever received.
The easiest $200 you'll make.
Bills I made.
That is what I present to my dancers. Yo, this is easiest 2 bills. This is going to be this, that. You're only going to be there for a certain amount of hours.
Yeah.
Bam. And you're protected with overtime
pay.
And
as soon as the clock hits 8 p.m., you're out of there.
8:01, you're in your car.
Yep. No problem. Thank you, Shine. Pleasure doing business with you. Go about your evening.
All of the dancers that I have casted can all say the same thing. They can all say the same thing. They can all say that I had made sure that they were protected, that they did what was asked of them, and nobody tried to swoop around me to get them to do something that they shouldn't be getting, or get them to do something that they shouldn't be doing.
And when you sign contracts, you're protected at the end of the day. If somebody tries to say they didn't say something, like, well, not on this piece of paper that I have, or not, because, you know, electronics now, not on my phone, it says ABC, and you signed here and I signed there. So you can't tell me different.
And mind you, I send the contracts to a rough draft to the production artist or label,
so that they can read it.
So they can read it, so that everybody can reconfirm that what's in the contract is standard, and we all are agreeing to it.
Yep.
From once I get that confirmation, I then send it to my dancers, and then they sign it, and then I have that copy, and all of my dancers are protected. And I have it, and I'm 9 out of 10 times I am there on set with them to make sure that they are there within a time window.
Yeah.
And if not, I have been paid overtime.
And I've been there. If I'm allowed to be there, I will call and say, hey, I've had an incident where I have to be, hey, they're trying to A, B, C, D, and I just had to be like, here's the phone.
And I told them no.
To talk to you. And you either get a no, and I will never forget. Okay, the phone, and they said no problem. All I heard was no problem, and here's the phone. And we'll pay. And I just sat and I watched till the end of the shoot, made sure everybody got the initial payment agreement plus the overtime. And then I let Cheyenne handle that and deal with the dance. But I just made sure that what was supposed to be received was received.
And what did I tell you too? I said, don't move.
And I
until
stood
they
there.
Put the money in your hand.
Until I saw it. and or e-transfer, whatever the payment was doing. I waited till I got a notification, either a text from her saying confirmed, e-transfer received, or I took a picture saying, hey, cash in hand, down to the T, down to the dollar, and we're allowed to move. Especially when you get on set, you're not allowed to be on set if they pay beforehand. You're not allowed to be on set until Shan has received payment or any of that. Whatever the agreement was, unless Miss Shantae says go, you're not
You're
going.
not going. You're standing.
You're standing
very
still.
still.
Standing very still. And don't get it twisted. If you don't do anything, you're still compensated for that time of you being there.
Right. And I also make sure that I get deposits now, because I've been in situations where somebody tried me and I had to get, I had to get my stern voice on.
Yeah.
I had to go a full Jamaican Oman
With the
Pandan.
finger.
And I'm like, listen here. And when you hear the listen here, they just knew, all right, okay, cool. We don't want no problems.
So we asked for deposits now, non-refundable.
That part.
So sorry about it. Sorry, not sorry. We asked for non-refundable deposits just to make sure that this is secure.
That part.
And that I'm not running into any hiccups day of 24 hours, 38 hours, whatever the case may be, because I'm sorry about it. Too many instances. We need to be like these little hairstylists and stuff and ask for deposits now as dancers as well, because our time is money. Our money is time.
At the end of the day, it just needs to be reiterated so that everybody knows, if we all do this and we all protect ourselves, then we will all be okay. And artists, labels, and production teams will know how to approach us. At the end of the day, we got to be real. We got to hustle. Whether you're signed with an agency, because right now we're going through an entire writer's strike. So a lot of productions have shut down. There's no work.
Yeah.
So this hustle that you have to get from artists, from labels, because those things are still working, music videos and artists, or commercials are still working. You got to do what you got to do, especially when this is your 9 to 5. Mm-hmm. So you got to make sure that not only is an agency responsible for you, but you also have to learn to be responsible for yourself. Because if you don't know how to represent yourself, then you have no business being in this industry. You have to represent yourself without representation. Because at the end of the day, it's just like the dance studios. You rep a name. Either it's your name for your own reputation, or it's the agency's name that you represent, or it's the studio that you train that you represent. Because at the end of the day, there's something that you represent. You have to represent yourself and uphold yourself to a certain standard where someone will respect you and not walk all over you or take advantage of you.
You will be the face of that studio, because they might not know anybody else from that. So they're gonna be like, oh, so this is how they all are. They're gonna assume that how you behave and how you act is how the rest.
You came from a good place.
You're the first impression of whatever it is that you're representing.
How many times have you gone on road and see a little pitney run up and down? You're like, where are their parents?
Like every day.
Like, who raised you?
When I was in Jamaica, I saw a little baby running. I'm like, yo, where are your parents? And the parent was clearing down at the end of the hallway. And I'm like, yes, we're on a resort and it's safe, but like, you're not gonna watch your picnic.
Your mom and I and Babe was at a restaurant, and one little picnic was just crawling on the floor. And here, your mom, look, upon the picnic just crawl on the dirty floor, sir. Where are her parents? That is how your mom's talking. That is what I mean. That's exactly what I mean.
But it's facts, because somebody out there is going to be like, so what is this?
They're going to look at you and be like, this is what you guys are doing?
Yeah. And they're going to assume that you all do this.
Because you represent all of us.
Yeah.
If you are a choreographer in Toronto, you represent all of us. If I set the tone that, everybody get contracts and protect your dancers with overtime pay, work with these artists, work with these people. If everybody does that, you think that they can flip, dupe, cross, and go underneath?
That literally just reminded me of the workshop that I went to when Janice's dancers came to Toronto for her concert. And like, they were seeing like the dancers in the room and like how they were dancing. They're like, wow, like, Toronto really does have good dancers, because they showed that this is what we do. Oh, so you guys are really out here. So like, that was kind of like a prime example of representing your city, representing who you are as a dancer, representing where you're from, so that they can go back to wherever they're from or wherever and talk about, like, Toronto really does have some dope dancers. Like, they're up. Mm-hmm. So your first impression to certain people is literally that. And if you don't put on a good one, that's what they're going to go by. They don't care if Tyler's a great dancer from Toronto. John from Toronto didn't show me that. So I'm going to go off of that impression. Mm-hmm. I don't know you. I know this one. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm going to run with. Mm-hmm. So you just have to be careful and know what you're doing and know how you're representing yourself, whether that's with an agency or by yourself or whatever it is that you're doing.
Just learn how to be able to stand in a room so that people can discuss good things about you inside the room,
And
with you in the
outside.
room, and when you're not in the room.
Yeah.
I want you to say good things about me when I'm in the room with you and when I'm without you. Because at the end of the
To
day,
your face behind your back.
it's all of these opportunities also starts from God. But
Facts.
all of these opportunities come to me because of the relationship I've built with people. A record label has asked me to work with multiple artists on their label because of just how I presented myself as a dancer on set for that artist. That artist was like, yo, I loved your leadership. I loved how you took control. I love how, you motivated everybody to let loose and have fun. You hyped everybody up. I love that. I would love to work with you. And I built a relationship from there. And then I built a relationship from there for her now to be like, I want you to work. I'm going to suggest you to work with another artist, or the label is going to suggest you to work with another artist. Are you cool with that? Absolutely. I work with them. I work now with this, and I was able to work with an international artist who's from Toronto, but is making an international wave and went on tour. And I worked with that artist. It's just the relationships you build,
Yeah.
the reputation you keep. You got to remember that. Like, protect your rep. I said that in the episode a long time ago, but protect your reputation, because at the end of the day, you only have one reputation.
Yep. And once you ruin that,
It's done.
it's done for you. Done like dinner.
Mm.
Because people always talk about you, and that's one thing about the dance world. Like, once you do something, somebody somewhere is gonna bring it up, and somebody somewhere is gonna remember and be like, oh, is that so and so who did such and such? And it's like, that's crazy. You don't want that.
Let me tell you something. I am in the movie Honey.
So am I.
You're so stupid. I am in the movie Honey. Till this day, I still get royalties because I have that credit from Universal.
And every time I tell somebody that she was in the movie, that we were in the movie, they're like, "Oh my God, your sister was in the movie, honey." I'm like,
I
"Yeah."
was 12 years old, and I'm in the movie Honey. And that's a big thing to me. To this day, I'm like, that's a big thing. That's a big
to
thing.
us.
I hold it. I'm like, yeah, I was in
Hold
Honey.
that tight.
I have a Netflix credit because I was in the story of the story of Madame C.J. Walker.
Watch that,
Self-made.
because she's a tap dancer. Because why? She doesn't also just do hip hop. FYI, that was something
I'm a
that I
dancer.
also learned at the workshop, that you should also, as dancers, just quick PSA, learn outside of your comfort zone and learn other styles, because it's not just always hip hop jobs that are being booked.
Okay, then.
Just a quick
I
PSA.
have music videos. I've been able to work for live performances with artists such as Carrie Hilson. I was in the Sean Paul video. I'm in the Buju Banton video. I was able to assist with choreography and casting for the Vibes Cartel video.
Which is out now, called Home.
Amen. I have worked with labels, Sony Music Canada, all based off how I carry myself. So what I'm just trying to say is
And
that
Mr. Vegas.
that too.
Big tour, Mr. Vegas.
Yes,
big
I went on
international
tour,
artist.
international tour with Mr. Vegas. Shout out to Tabby Rockstar.
Uh-uh.
So what I'm really trying to say is like, yo, just respect me, because what I'm saying, like, it's to apply for everybody, because it comes from here.
We
at
all
the end
need
of the
to
day,
eat.
and we all want to eat. We all need to eat, but we all need to eat the right way.
Yeah.
We all got to make sure that we're consuming things the right way, because at the end of the day, these things can harm you.
Yep.
If you don't. And that's my point. So, not bringing up the past, but some of you who did certain things that you shouldn't have done, and you feel like, well, this is that, and it was a fair game. No, it wasn't. And that's why you can't even look me in my face, let alone double like a tap on my picture on my Instagram, because you know it's not one of those. Okay. And also, I just want to briefly touch on this a little bit. The qualifications to teach classes now is just out the window.
Let's let this come from somebody who doesn't teach. Me. My opinion might not matter to some of you, but like, I know quality as a dancer because I'm not a choreographer or a teacher. No. We need to stop just letting every Tom, Dick, and Harry just become and put choreographer in our Instagram bios. Because for me personally, it takes a lot for me to want to learn somebody, and then from somebody, and I need to know why I'm learning from you. I need to know the quality behind your work. I'm not just going to learn from you because you're a good dancer. And
Listen,
because you've
where is your
choreographed
resume?
or you sub for somebody a 1-2 time, you're all of a sudden a teacher choreographer. And there's a difference between choreographer and teacher, in my opinion.
Oh, it's not an opinion. There is a difference between a teacher and a choreographer. There's a big difference.
Some people think differently, but yes, there is a big difference.
But a teacher teaches you how to do something.
Yeah.
Choreography, as
Creativity.
I've created and put together a routine, and this is a dance. You're doing a dance.
Yeah.
A teacher teaches you how to execute the dance.
And how
we focus on the technique side of things.
Yeah, and
there's a choreo class, and then there's a technique class.
Yeah, that's a dance teacher, a technique class. Like they're teaching you how to do said move that has already been invented. I'm just showing you how to do it.
It's showing you the proper technique. Yeah. That is what that is. So some of you have no business teaching these classes, and I just don't understand where we got lost in the city where just everybody can just teach a heels class. I have trained with the elite dancers, choreographers, teachers, movement coaches, established directors, i.e. Mr. Hollywood Jade. Make sure you watch your episode.
If you didn't already.
$195 for what? Because
for what?
They taught me how to dance in heels. I trained in a whole heels company training with Tamina. I then started taking classes with Hollywood, and I started training under Hollywood, okay? We all have to train. Now, have I booked heels routines, shows, videos? Yes, because I know how to dance in heels, because I was taught the proper way, and I have the technique to execute it. Do I go and teach inter-advanced heels classes? No, I don't. I do not. Why don't I do that? Because that is not my element to teach you those things. I can teach you how to do the things outside of the shoe. Now, granted, I can, but I just don't do it because I'm not all the way comfortable. But I know that I can do it. It's just
like if I'm not 1-2 assistants. You're there to assist.
I'm exactly, but I am not comfortable with that. Now, can I do choreography and select dancers who are strong and can execute it? Yes, I can. Can I be able to teach a beginner class? Yes, I can, because the elements that I used, or techniques that I used, and then the techniques that were given to me, and the techniques I gained from the competitive recreational world where I had to be technically trained, I make sure I use all of that and I apply it to help people, because I know demi-point. I know parallel. I know first position. I know passe. I know how to use my core. I know how to relax my shoulders. I know how to elongate my neck. I know how to have correct posture.
And that's what you do in a heel boot.
And that's what I can help you with, right? But I don't want to do that because that's not my bag. I don't know why everybody has to force the heels class on people, Brenda. Everybody have to teach a heels class. Don't force it on me.
And they like make up new names for these classes, like being a Britney Spears. And
that's that other place. I'm not talking about that place.
But I'm just saying that you come up with a new name and think it's something new.
No, it's not. It's not even coming up with a new name. You just put anybody in the room and think they can go teach it. Why are everybody coming up, like Hollywood said, these 4 to 6 week intensive programs just for us to help you pay your rent? When you have no business doing that.
Yeah. Like there's no... You don't need any qualifications anymore to do certain things. The quality of certain things and being allowed to be a choreographer or a teacher are like just gone out the window. It's kind of like they're just kind of just saying, here, you can do this because this is available. So you know what? Because you say yes, just do it then. Got that covered. Next person. So it's kind of like there's no more substance anymore. It's kind of just dead. And then the people who deserve to have the numbers in their classroom are not getting it because it's not cool enough, or like it's not popular, or they're not doing numbers on Instagram, TikTok, or whatever the case may be. And it's kind of like, what happened to the substance now? Like, are we all just here to just learn for the heck of it, or do you actually want to take away something from this experience?
Yeah. And I feel like, just to big up the few people that is coming off the top of my head right now, we've had this conversation with Alex. We have an episode with Alex
multiple times.
And we've had this conversation with Hollywood. We've had this conversation with Toya, and I'm going to continue to have this conversation. There are people out here who are teaching really good classes. In the heels community right now that I feel that is teaching great classes is Alessia. On a weekly basis. I big up that girl because although I haven't been able to because I haven't been able
to because Argos,
but she teaches in a way that is just so respectful. And like she reads the room.
Yes.
She doesn't have anybody in her class looking crazy. She doesn't have anybody in her class that just looks like they're going down in flames. She pays attention. She gives you choreography that you can use to polish your technique, to polish your performance, to polish your skills. She pays attention in the room.
Yeah.
She wants everybody to make sure that they're getting and receiving what they're paying for.
Even her song choices, like I know some that might not matter to some people, but like even down to like the song choices, like she pays attention.
No, it
to.
matters.
Like, I feel like for me, that helps. Like the song choices and everything, that helps me when I am deciding when to take class. Not always, but sometimes it does help. I'm not gonna act like it doesn't. So like I really appreciate when I see her post, I'm like, wow, like that's a really good song choice, and like everything goes together. Like she's not just dancing to a song because of the song. Like it just look good. And like I like to see other people doing her choreo because it also looks good. They don't, like you
That's
said,
my point.
look like they're going
They
down
don't look
in
like they're going
flames.
because she reads the room. So she's somebody that I think that people should go and take classes. Like she has every right to be teaching weekly heels classes, and y'all should go take her classes because she's actually really amazing.
Yeah.
I know that Jonah doesn't always teach classes, but Jonah's another choreographer, dancer who you should go and take a heels class from if she does do it. Alex, of course, is someone that when he has his intensives and his programs, you should definitely take his classes or his programs because he is also great and has trained in this heels community, especially in the Toronto and outside of Toronto. Who else is there? Lauren, Miss Lauren on Instagram, Lauren, that she has a candy shop. Yeah. She's also qualified to be teaching a heels class as well because up here, and Hollywood trained her as well. So
basically all of the people that she named, I'm pretty sure
right.
Hollywood
and she was able to, and she pays attention and she reads the room and she's so great at what she does.
So if you haven't noticed, Hollywood is the
what I'm saying, like upside, outside. I mean, so it's like those people are like off the top of my head right now that I can think of. I'm sure if I'm missing someone, I'll remember. But right now, like those are people off the top of my head that I want to see people go and take classes and support them.
Yeah,
that's where you should be. Anybody else? No business having a company. No business asking for no money for intensives. No onset, no offset, nothing. Like sit down and go work on your training.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's not cool to be a dancer. I said this time and time again.
Like I'm very humble. We love taking classes. We love training. We love it out here. I love learning. I love even sometimes going down in flames sometimes and looking like it might look chaotic, but I also learn something. Like I don't ever go down in flames.
You like to feel challenged.
Yeah, I like to feel challenged. Like I like to be able to not always get everything. Yes. Even if I get like the first 8 count, I'm very much satisfied because I worked on that 8 count.
Right, but the thing is, you can feel challenged without looking crazy.
Yes, because you're putting in the effort. You're not just assuming that, oh my God, I look crazy.
And you have a good teacher or somebody that's teaching you that is teaching you correctly, so you don't look crazy. You might feel crazy,
but you don't look it. Yeah.
Or sorry, feel challenged, but you don't look it because they're helping you.
But I was like the workshop that I went to, the push. I felt very much challenged. I didn't feel crazy. I felt challenged, and I was like, wow. Like I really learned something. Like this is kind of like a glimpse into like tour life. Like this is what they do because there's people who do this every single night.
Yep.
And I'm like, wow, like y'all really are doing it.
Yep.
And I feel like if you don't take something out of a certain experience, it wasn't worth it. Mm-hmm. And I took something out of that. And I was like, wow, like I would do this again. Mm-hmm. And know for next time, this is what I have to do to try even harder to continue to get it, to continue to understand that there's different choreographers in the world and there's how people move differently. And just because you got one combination doesn't mean you're going to get the other one, because these are 2 different people and 2 different styles that you're working with. Yep. So I feel like when we all get comfortable again with learning and wanting to be a dancer, I think it'll just be better. But I think the focus is not there anymore.
Because everybody's trying to make $1 out of it, which I understand. Like you want to be compensated, but you can work as a dancer.
Yeah.
Look at, for example, big up Armando. Look at him. Armando never taught a class out here. If I please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Armando did not teach classes out here. Because I remember one time I asked him, and he's like, "I'm a dancer."
Yeah, I don't think he has.
No, he said, "I'm a dancer. Yeah. I don't want to teach."
And he's doing very well.
And he dances.
That's literally what he does.
That's all he does. He dances. He wants to dance.
If you don't watch Dance 100, that's what it's called. He was on it.
He dances.
Dancer. Big time.
And he's successful at it. You can be a successful dancer. You can make money as a dancer. Like, is it hard? Sometimes you have to make shifts.
But I think people think that there's like if they're not making money as a dancer, they have to dip into a different bag. And they have to dabble their toes and dip their toes in the water in a different bag because it's not working over here. So they just run to the next thing that looks like it's
what's
working
making
for everybody
money,
else
like
and
these
what's
damn
making
programs
money.
that everybody's
Yeah.
everybody doing a damn program, every program everywhere, everybody doing a program, everybody doing something for 6 weeks, train, intermediate, blah blah blah. Shut up and
And
sit
have you
down.
noticed that everything's like the same level, like in inter advanced / advanced, and it's just like
Inter advanced,
inter advanced. Sorry, you know what I meant to say.
Inter-
Intermediate / advanced.
Yeah, because they ain't train nobody advanced. Cause ain't nobody want to train with them. Lot.
You okay?
A lot that came out. I got hot.
Yeah,
But
what I
that's
meant to
because they
say,
have no
intermediate /
business.
advanced. Yeah.
They don't have no business teaching
Because they
anyone.
kind of just want people who are already seasoned, so they don't have to actually teach you something.
Now, mind you,
So it looks like they taught you something.
I'm in my. I provide private lessons for people, but I stay at a certain level. I keep an open level for jazz technique because I can do beginner, intermediate, and advanced. I do only beginner / intermediate because that's what I'm comfortable with, even though I can do both. I only do beginner, intermediate, heels, privates, and then I do open levels of hip hop because I am able to teach from beginner, intermediate to advanced. So I keep it at open level because I don't want to just target one audience. I want to target anybody that's willing and wanting to work and perfect their craft.
Mm-hmm.
That is how you should run yourself and your business. And yes, you have to make programs for separate things, but like I said, not everybody needs to have a goddamn program. Go train. Like, what happened to training?
Nobody wants to do that anymore.
No, go train. Stop trying to take the people that money, man, so you can go pay your rent. Cha. All right, man. An episode come hot.
Clearly. Well, shout out to y'all.
Big up to all the people that are doing it the right way. Give
Amen.
tongues.
But you know, the vibes. Thanks for listening, friends.
Mhm.
I appreciate you so much. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so you're notified every time we're up. Wow. So you're notified every time we upload. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram, CheyTea Podcast, everywhere. Download people them episodes, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You know the vibes.
Yes, all platforms continue to support us. CheyTea Podcast everywhere. And we will be back next week with a new episode.
God is good.
Go train.